Hello children, welcome to the class Arithmetic Progression Part 6. Today we are going to solve exercise 5.3 and we are going to solve word sums. Now turn your content book page number 113. In that read question number 15. What is given? A contractor on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows. If the construction work delays, they are charging a penalty and it is given as rupees 200 for the first day, rupees 250 for the second day, 300 for the third day, etc. So the amount goes as 200, 250, 300, etc. The penalty for each succeeding day being rupees 50 more than for the preceding day. What do we want to find out? We need to find out how much money the contractor has to pay as penalty if he has delayed the work by 30 days. If the work is delayed for 30 days, how much he wants to pay, that we want to find out. So what and all is given, see here. The series of number is 200, 250, 300 and the penalty is increasing as rupees 50 per day. And the work is delayed for 30 days. From this what you can understand that the given series of number forms an AP. The AP goes like 200, 250, 300. How we can assure that, how we can confirm that it is AP? Because each term is got by adding the same number to the preceding term. 50 is added to 200 to get 250 and the same 50 is added to 250 to get 300. So the common difference here, the D is 50, so it forms an AP. And what is N? The number of days the program has been delayed, the construction work has been delayed, that N is 30. What do we want to find out? The total money the contractor has to pay as penalty only we want to find out. What is that? SN, that is your S30. Now we are solving the sum. We know the SN formula, that is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That is, what is n here? 30. From the given, we know n is 30. 30 by 2 into 2 into, what is A? Your first term. What is the first term here? The penalty paid for the first day, that is 200. 2 into 200 plus n again is 30 minus 1 into 50. When I execute arithmetic operation here, what I am getting is equal to 15 into 400 plus 29 into 50. 15 into 400 plus 1450. I am getting 15 into 1850. The total sum of amount is 27,750. So the contractor has to pay a penalty of rupees 27,750. So in this word sum, from each statement we found the hint and we are solving the sum. I am telling you again and again and I am repeating the same to you that if a problem is given to you and if you feel that the problem is very big with 5 to 6 statements, it means that all the clues regarding the sum is given in the question itself. So from the question itself we found out what is the AP, what is the common difference, what is N, and then we calculated the total sum. Now let's do question number 16. So read question number 16 in your content book. What is given? A sum of rupees 700 is to be used to give 7 cash prizes to students of a school for their overall academic performance. If each prize is rupees 20 less than its preceding price, find the value of each of the prizes. So what is given? A school is decided to give prizes, 7 cash prizes to students. So how many students is selected? 7 is selected. That is your N. What is the total sum of amount they are spending for the prizes? That is 700. So SN here is 700. SN is written as, SN can be written as S7. S7 is 700 and N is 7. Sum is 700, total number of students is 7. And what is the difference between the each cash price? It is said that, they say that it is 20 rupees less than the preceding price. So what is 20? 20 is your D, which is equal to minus, which is your D minus 20. Now what do you want to find? You need to find the value of each prices. the value of each prices goes like your AP, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6 and A7. Now what and all we know? We know SN, we know N and we know D. We did not know A. So we need to find out A first. After finding A, what will you do? You need to find out the series of numbers for 7 terms. You need to find out the series of numbers for 7 terms. Now what is SN? SN is equal to N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. Here also the AP is finite. How we can say that the AP is finite here? Because we know how many number of terms are involved in this AP. How many number of terms? 7 students. They decided to give 7 prizes. So N is 7 and this AP is finite. But since we did not know what is A and our last term which we call it as AN, we are taking SN formula here as N by 2 into 2A plus N minus 1 into D. So substitute all the values. SN value is 700 which is equal to 7 by 2 into 2A plus 7 minus 1 into D. Now A we don't know. Instead of N I substituted 7 and D value is minus 20. Solve for it. Take 7 by 2 to the other hand side. We'll get the reciprocate of 7 by 2 as 2 by 7. Cancel 700 and 700. 100 into 2, 200. Here I have 2 into A, 2A plus 6 into minus 20. 6 into minus 20 is minus 120. Transpose minus 120 to the other hand side, what I'll get? 320. So 2A is 320. What is A? 160. What A is otherwise called as? A is otherwise called as the first term. A is otherwise called as the first term, which is our A1. Now what do we want to find out? They asked us to find out all the terms of this AP. So we are going for A2, which is A1 plus D. 160 minus 20, 140 I got. A3, A2 plus D, 140 minus 20 which is 120 I got. Then A4 how we will find? A3 plus D, A5, A4 plus D, A6, A5 plus D, A7, A6 plus D. So we got the AP as 140, 120, 100, 80, 60 and 40. I am repeating the sum. What is given in the sum? The total amount they are spending to give prizes for 7 students is given. Since they mentioned that the prize amount is shared among 7 students, here N is 7 and each price difference is 20. Therefore, the common difference D here is minus 20. We just substituted that in the formula SN. All the values we substituted and we found A. After that we found the AP, which is 160, 140, 120, 100, 80, 60, 40 and 20. Let us do the next sum now. That is your 17th sum. Before moving into the sum, let us read what is given as question in your content book. Question number 7 is given as: in a school, students thought of planting trees in and around the school to reduce air pollution. It was decided that the number of trees that each section of each class will plant will be the same as the class. So what does it mean? Grade 1 student is going to plant one sapling. Grade 2 children of each section will be planting two saplings. Grade 3 of each section will be planting three saplings in which they are studying. Example, a section of class 1 will plant 1 tree, class 2 will plant 2 trees and so on till class 12. So that particular school is having grades from 1 to 12. And it is also mentioned that there are 3 sections of each class. Each grade 1 also having 3 sections, grade 2 also having 3 sections, grade 3 is also having 3 sections. Till 12th standard they have 3 sections, they said. This information is all given in the question itself. Now what do we want to find out? We need to find out how many trees will be planted by the students. Altogether, how many trees are planted by the students that we want to calculate. Now we are moving into the sum. Question number 17. How many classes are there in that school? 1 to 12. There are 1 to 12 sections in that school. And how many number of plants each grade is planting? That is depending upon the grade, the number of the grade. Grade 1 is planting 1 tree. And how many sections are there? 3 sections are there. So each section 1 into 3. Then grade 2 will be planting 2 saplings. 3 sections, 2 saplings. Then grade 3 section, 3 saplings. It is clearly mentioned in the question. What is mentioned in the question? That each grade will be planting as many trees as they are in the grade. So grade 1 will be planting only 1 tree and grade 2 will be 2 and grade 12 will be 12. So 3 sections, 1 plant in grade 1, 3 sections, 2 plants in grade 2, 3 sections, 3 plants in grade 3. Like that in 12th grade, 12 saplings they are planting. Each class is planting 12 saplings. And how many classes are there? 3 sections. So what is the AP we got here? 3, 6, 9, etc. 36. What kind of AP? This is finite. Even the last question is also a finite AP. We know that there are 7 prizes, and before that also it is finite only. We know that the construction work is delayed for 30 days, but we did not know the last term. Instead of spending our time to find the last term, we went for the formula n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. But here we know the last term. This is also a finite AP, but we know the last term. Since we know the last term, we are going for a different formula for ESN, which you know. Now what do we want to find out? Total number of trees planted we want to find out. Now what is the solution? AP is finite. So SN is n by 2 into a plus l. What are the values we know here? A is 3, D is 3, n is 12. Then what is AN? That is our last term, which is 36. Sometimes AN can be denoted as L. I told you before itself. For a finite AP, AN and L both are same. If it is an infinite AP, L is the last term and AN is any term in the AP. AN can be represented as either A3 or A4, or even it can be represented as A10, any value, since N is a variable to represent the number in an AP. Now we are solving the sum, substituting the value of N as 12, A as 3 and L as 36. 3 plus 36 is 39. 12 by 2 becomes 6. If you multiply, you are getting the value as 234. What does it mean? The total number of trees planted by the students of that particular school. All the students belong to all the grades of that particular school. The total saplings planted by that particular school is 234. 234 saplings. Now let's do the next question. Question number 18. Question number 18 is also a different sum. Read the question carefully. A spiral is made up of successive semicircles. So here we are going to deal with a spiral which is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternatively at A, B, etc. So a diagram is also given in your content book. Since these semicircles are of different size, the radii also differs, and in the question it is mentioned that the radius goes on like 0.5 centimeter, 1.0 centimeter, 1.5 centimeter and 2.0 centimeter. What is the total length of a spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? We need to find out what is the total length of the spiral. So we will be calculating the length of all consecutive semicircles. What is the formula for calculating the length of a semicircle? It is pi r. We know that the length of a semicircle is calculated with the formula pi r. Then what is the formula for calculating the circumference of a semicircle? Circumference of a semicircle is pi r plus d. Circumference includes the diameter d of a semicircle, but length of a semicircle includes only the curvilinear boundary of the semicircle. So here the formula for calculating length of a semicircle is pi r. How many semicircles are involved here? 13. So we need to find out the total length of 13 semicircles. What does that 13 implies here? The 13 implies n. The number of terms here is 13. Let's solve the sum. What is given? A spiral made up of semicircles is given. The radius goes like 0.5, 1.0, 1.5 and 2. How many semicircles are there? 13. This information is given in the question. What do we want to find out? The total length of the spiral. So the solution goes like, we need to find out the length of a semicircle. That formula is pi r and there are 13 semicircles. N is 13. To find out the total length, we will be adding all the length of the semicircle. Pi r1 plus pi r2 plus pi r3 etc. plus pi r13. Now substitute the values of r1, r2, r3. Why are we representing different variables for the radius of each semicircle as R1, R2, R3, etc. till R13, because the radii of the semicircles varies. Each semicircle's radius varies. The first one is 0.5, the second one is 1.0, and the third one is 1.5, and the last one is 6.5. How many semicircles are there? 13. Now from each term take the common term pi outside. Remaining is 0.5 plus 1.0 plus 1.5 etc. to 6.5. Now pi I am writing as 22/7. In these terms also 0.5 is common. If I take 0.5, how many 0.5 is here? 1. In 1, how many half is there? 0.5 is nothing other than half, right? In 1, how many halves are there? 2 halves. In 1.5, how many halves are there? 3. And in 6.5, how many halves are there? 13 halves are there. So 0.5 also I took. I told you 0.5 is half, so I'm writing that as half. Here I am introducing a new formula for you. Make note of it. Finding sum of an AP. Finding sum of an AP for positive integers. Positive integers is nothing other than the natural number. See here what sort of a series you have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts with 1 and it goes like 1, 2, 3, 1. So A is also 1 here and D is also 1 here. What type of series is this? Natural numbers. For finding sum of natural numbers, we have another new formula. What is that? SN. SN is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. I am writing that formula here. 22/7 I took commonly outside. This half also I took outside. For this AP alone, I am writing the formula as n into n plus 1 by 2. Now n is 13. How many terms are there? 13. 13 plus 1 become 14/2. 2 and this 22, if I cancel, I am getting 11. Then this 7 and 14, if I am cancelling, I am getting 2. Then this 2 and this 2 I am cancelling. 11 into 13, I am getting 143 centimeter. What is it? Total length of the spiral. We are dealing with a spiral which is made up of 13 consecutive semicircles of different radii. We are finding the total length of that spiral. That spiral's total length is 143 centimeter. Let us do the next sum, question number 19. Read the question in question number 19. What is given in your content book? 200 logs are stacked in the following manner. Totally how many logs? 200. What does that 200 represents then? It is your sum. Sn is 200. What is 200? Sn. And 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the row next row, 18 in the next row, and so on. So they are arranging the logs from the bottom to top. Bottom row is having 20 logs, that is your A1. The above row is A2 is 19, the next row A3 is 18, and so on. So what will be the common difference? The common difference D here is -1. What do we want to find out? What is given in the book? In how many rows are the 200 logs placed? We need to find how many rows they have taken to arrange this 200 logs in the given condition, and how many logs are in the top row. We need to find out how many logs are there in the top row also. Okay, let's start solving the sum. What is given? Then is 200. Bottom row is 20, A1, A2, A3 we wrote, and D also we wrote. We need to find out N and AN. What do we want to find out? How many rows they had made the logs, in how many rows they arranged the logs, and in the final row, that is your topmost row, how many logs are there? How many logs are there in the topmost row also we want to find out. Now solution. The solution starts with Sn formula, obviously, because Sn is given. And even then, what type of AP is this? We did not know the number of terms, so the AP is infinite. Even then we know the sum, we did not know the number of terms here, so we are going with infinite AP formula, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Substitute the values which you know. Sn is 200, substitute. N we want to find out. Then 2 into, what is A? The first row, 20 logs, 20. N minus 1. What is D? D is minus 1. Each rows, the next rows goes with minus 1 log, minus 1 logs. So D is minus 1. 200 is equal to n by 2 into 40. Multiply minus 1 with n and minus 1, we'll get minus n plus 1. Again, take this 2 to the other hand side. 2 is in division. Here when you move it to the next hand side, it goes as multiplication. So we got 400 is equal to 40 into n, 40n minus n into n square plus 1 into n, 1n. 40n plus 1n become 41n minus n square. Take everything to the left side of your equation. Minus n square become plus n square, plus 41n becomes minus 41 plus 400 equal to 0. What equation we got here? A quadratic equation. We have learned how to solve quadratic equation in the 4th chapter. Either by factorization method or by formula method we will be solving. Whenever we solve a quadratic equation, we will get two roots. So what is the variable here? The variable here is n. When I am solving this quadratic equation, what I will be getting then? I will be getting two roots of n. Let's start solving this quadratic equation. Take the last term, that is your c. Split that term into two integers so that the sum must be minus 14. You want to split 400 into two integers whose sum is minus 14. And here the 400 is plus positive. When I'll get a positive sign, when I'm multiplying both negative integers only, I'll get a positive sign. And when I add both negative integers only, I'll be getting minus 41. So I found that the two integers are 25 and 16. Negative integers minus 25 and minus 16. The middle term minus 41 of your quadratic equation is divided as minus 16n and minus 25n. So my quadratic equation becomes n square minus 16n minus 25n plus 400 equal to 0. After that, what will you do? Group two terms. Now in these two terms, what is common? N. Take it out. What is remaining? N minus 16. Now in these two terms, what is common? Minus 25. Take it out. What is remaining? N minus 16. So how many factors you have here? Two factors. The first factor is your common factor, n minus 16, n minus 16. I got it. The next one is n minus 25 equal to 0. Equate both the values to 0. What will you get? N minus 16 equal to 0. Therefore n is 16. N minus 25 equal to 0. Therefore n is 25. Look at the solution what you got here for this quadratic equation. N takes the value as positive in both the cases. In both the factors are negative and both the values of n is positive. So I need to consider there are chances that the 200 logs may be arranged into 16 rows or they may be arranged into 25 rows also. Now we will be calculating an. What is an? The number of logs arranged in the topmost row, in the last row, that we want to find out. So since both the values of n is positive and it is real and both the roots are natural number, I should consider both values. So let me solve for the first case. When n is equal to 16, I'm going to solve it for the first case when n is equal to 16. Write the formula of an. We know that a plus n minus 1 into d is an. What is a? The logs in the bottom row, that is 20. What is n? N is 16 I got here. So 16 minus 1, 15. What is d minus 1? So 20 minus 15, I'm getting 5. Yes, there is a chance that there may be 5 logs on the topmost row. So we'll hold it. Let us go for the second case. The second case, when I'm taking n is equal to 25. What I'll get an as 20 plus 24 into minus 1. That is 20 minus 24, which is minus 4. I'm getting an as minus 4. Is there any chance for an object to be negative? Is there any chance saying that there are minus 5 biscuits, minus 10 chocolates? It is not possible. We will not consider that. So it is wrong. N is not 25 and n is equal to 16. So what did they ask us to find in this sum? They asked us to find n and an. What does it mean? In how many rows the logs are arranged? Which logs? This 200 logs. In how many rows this 200 logs were arranged? That is 16 rows. And in the last row, that is your 16th row, how many logs were arranged? That is an. That an is 5 logs. The last sum for the day, question number 20. Read the question in the content book first. In a potato race, there is a race. A bucket is placed at the starting point. They placed a bucket in the starting point, which is 5 meters from the first potato. So in the opposite direction of the bucket, they have placed a potato. This is a potato race. The first potato is placed 5 meter apart from the bucket, and the other potatoes are placed 3 meter apart in a straight line. So the remaining potatoes are arranged in a straight line. Imagine that each potato is placed behind the previous potato. First potato alone is 5 meter apart from the bucket. The remaining potatoes goes like 3 meters apart, 3 meters apart, 3 meters apart. How many potatoes are there? Read the question, the next statement. What is given? There are 10 potatoes in the line. Now a competitor starts from the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back with it, drops it in the bucket, runs back to pick up the next potato, runs to the bucket to drop it again, and she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance the competitor has to run? What do we want to find out? We need to find out the total distance the competitor has to run. That we want to find out. There is a hint also given for this sum. How to take AP? They said 2 into 5. What is that 2 into 5? For the first potato, how much distance the competitor has to run? 5 meter towards the potato, picking the potato, and again towards the bucket 5 meters. So total distance she has to run to take the first potato is 2 into 5. 2 times 5 meters she need to run. The same 5 meter distance she has to run for 2 times. So for picking the first potato alone, she has to go for 10 meters. Then what will be the distance for the second one? The distance between the first potato and the second potato itself is 3 meter. The bucket is here. First potato is here, that is 5 meter. Second potato is here, the distance is 3 meter. So to move to the second potato, how much distance she need to run towards the potato? 8 meter. And again to the bucket she need to run 8 meter. So the total is 16 meter. For that they have given a hint. How they gave the hint as 2 into 5 plus 3. The distance of the potato from the bucket is 5 plus 3. The competitor has to run 8 meters towards the potato and 8 meters back to the bucket. So 2 times she need to run 8 meters. So to take the second potato she need to go for 16 meters. Then for the third, what is the clue given? 2 into 5 plus 3 plus 3. Then for the fourth, what will be the count? 2 into 5 plus. For the fourth, how we will write? 2 into 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 meters. So we are getting the AP as 10 plus 16 plus 22, etc. What is N? The number of potatoes placed. How many potatoes are placed? It is clearly given in the question that there are 10 potatoes placed. So what do we want to find out? The total distance the competitor has to run, that is SN. Here SN is S10. We know A is 10. The distance covered for the first potato. D is 6. N is 10. What is SN then? Even though this is also a finite AP, since we did not know the last term and we are not ready to find out the last term, we are going for this formula, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Substitute the value of n. 10. A is also 10. 10 minus 1 into 6. So here it is 5 into 20 plus 9 into 6. 5 into 20 plus 54. 5 into 74, that is 370 meter. What is 370 meter? The total distance travelled by the competitor to complete the race is 370 meter. That's all. Chapter 5 is over. In AP, all the 3 exercises we have learned. I just want you people to go through the videos again and again. Whenever a test is given to you, or either it is a full chapter test, go through the videos again and again. You need not to look into the video, just play the video and listen to it. You will get a very clear idea about what is arithmetic progression, what is AN, what is called as A, what is called as N, what is SN, and everything. Homework for today, exercise 5.3. I gave few homeworks. All these sums are solved by me in this video and in the previous video. All the sums are solved as classwork by me, and all the sums are very important for the board point of view. So note down the homework. Homework sums 4, 5, 9, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20 of exercise 5.3. Children, now the chapter is over. Let's write the abstract. Do write the abstract. The first topic is arithmetic progression. And arithmetic progression is a AP, is a list of number in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number d to the preceding term that we know. That fixed number d is the common difference except the first term. Then general form of an AP. What is the general form of an AP? A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D. The general form it goes like that. Then comes formulae. Finding nth term of an AP. From the beginning, how we will find out the nth term of an AP? An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Finding nth term from the last. We solved a sum in exercise 5.2 where we found out the 20th term from the last. How we will solve that? An is equal to L minus n minus 1 into D. Finding sum of an AP. There are two types of AP, finite and infinite, right? For finite AP, we will be knowing the number of terms as well as what is the last term. Last term is always represented as either An or L. Here, finding sum Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus L, or Sn is equal to n by 2 into A plus An. An is also last term, L is also last term in finite AP. Then for finding sum of an infinite AP, when we will call some AP as an infinite AP, when it is not having a stop, when it is not terminating, when we don't know the last term, the AP is considered as infinite AP. For that, the formula is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Then one more formula we have learned to find the sum for positive integers, which is our natural number, n by 2 into n plus 1. Finding nth term of an AP with respect to the sum of an AP, which we learnt in exercise 5.3 question number 11. In question number 11 in exercise 5.3 we have learnt to find out an with respect to Sn. Suppose if you want to find out a2, and if you are provided with s1, s2, s3, s4, etc., how we will find out a2? s2 minus s1. What is a3 then? s3 minus s2. What is a10 then? S10 minus S9. That formula is An is equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. Do write the abstract in your classwork. If you did not leave space to write the abstract, it is not an issue at all. After solving all the sums in all the three exercises, at the end of this chapter, do write the abstract. Children, I'm telling you can subscribe my channel and give comments how the videos are to improve. And then if you subscribe, you'll be getting all my videos before it is being broadcasted by your teachers through your WhatsApp group. Thank you.